Getting clients to enthusiastically pay you thousands of dollars is actually very easy when you have the correct positioning. But if you're thinking to yourself that you need a massive audience, tons of followers, or viral videos in order to get people to trust you, you couldn't be more wrong. The principles from this video helped me build a multi-six-figure marketing agency with only 3,000 followers and helped my clients make over $1.5 million American in total revenue through the marketing systems I put in their business. By the end of the video, you will have 3 actionable steps that help you create such a unique angle that prospects can't help but throw money at you. The first thing you need to do might sound quite counterintuitive. Look inward. Who are you? Who do you want to be? What kind of lifestyle do you want? And if this sounds too woo-woo or metaphysical, it can be boiled down into 4 simple questions. What do you love doing? What are you good at? What kind of life do you want to live? And what tasks really give you energy? For me, it looks something like this. I love creating content. I love talking to the camera. I love writing content scripts. I'm good at it too. I've made a lot of money for myself and my clients doing it. The kind of life I want to live is, well, you're looking at it. I live in Thailand with my wife. We're both originally from Canada. We travel around a bunch every year, and we have time and location freedom. And finally, the tasks that give me energy are making content, talking about unique angles, talking about inner work, talking about spirituality, psychology, all the things that are already included in my content right now. And I've seen lots of other people start with a different approach. Somebody I love watching and actually inspired me to create this video, Fred Pahus. By the way, I really hope I pronounced your last name correctly. I don't think I did. He talks about how premium doesn't mean flexing. It means effort. And in one of his videos, he talks about premium starts with effort first. How intentional are you with your branding, messaging, thought structure, etc.? And while I do agree with that 50%, I think that thought is incomplete. I know this because I've worked with multiple 6, 7, 8-figure coaching companies, coaches, agency owners, and founders who put a lot of effort into the things they did. But behind closed doors, they left their clients hanging because they were only focused on themselves and were completely led by ego. So yes, effort matters. It's an incredible sign if you're putting in effort, but it's not the whole journey. And if you're a consumer who only focuses on pure effort, well, you might have missed the red flags of their character because all you asked was, are they trying hard enough? It's like a woman who falls for a guy who dresses well, he's successful, but there's no real intimacy because he's not willing to open up his heart, be vulnerable, and have a level of softness for her to feel emotionally safe in. So instead of purely focusing on effort, you need to take a good look at who you are, and most importantly, who do you want to be? Because doing that is vastly different and so much more important than just thinking about the kind of things you want. Here's a good example. When I was a teen, early adult, basketball was everything for me. It influenced how I thought, what I did, how I dressed, what I spoke about. Every single area of my life was permeated and influenced by basketball. I stopped playing it seriously back in 2018, and late last year, 2025, there was a basketball court near my place in Bangkok that I rented out to go play by myself. This is what I loved doing as a kid and a teenager. Every day I would go to an empty gym, get up shots, do ball handling, go to the weight room afterwards and lift weights to train. But when I did that back in late 2025, it hit me. I don't actually like this that much. Like, it was fun. I was able to get into a flow state. It was a good time, but it was like a 6 or 7 out of 10. When back as a teenager, it was like a 30 out of 10. It was everything. This was life or death in my mind. And because after basketball, I spent a lot of time figuring out who I was, who I wanted to be, and the lifestyle I really wanted to live, I was able to create a life that was far more congruent with my real desires. Not just what I thought I wanted, or what I was using for validation, or what I thought would get me seen. And this principle applies to your business as well. I've seen a bunch of coaches in the space go from massive team, massive revenue, long hours, full calendar, little profit to the complete opposite. Lean team, time and location freedom, empty schedules, high profit margins, because they realized that first idea was something somebody told them they should want. They wanted it because it was seen as an industry ideal by other people, not by their own internal operating systems. A couple examples are Dan Bolton, Fred, the guy who I mentioned earlier, and Jeremy Pogue. But this kind of radical shift doesn't happen without a deep level of introspection and reflection. And the last thing you want to do is put a ton of effort moving in a direction that you actually don't want, but you convinced yourself you did because you thought it would give you validation. So get really clear on who you want to be, how you want to show up in the world, how you want to build your business, your content, your relationships, your lifestyle, and then work on doing things that achieve that goal. Not just effort for effort's sake or volume because all you worry about is more money and attracting more people. You need to make more money in the right way and attract the right kinds of people. And trust me, I used to think that action's all that matters. But after accumulating $50K worth of debt, going to the hospital multiple times and burning myself out into a crisp, I realized that I needed time and space to figure out what the heck I actually wanted so I could position myself to reach those things and take aligned action on them. I needed to think about what I was doing because it clearly was not bringing me to any greater meaning or fulfillment. Take as much time as you need to align yourself in the direction you really want to go. Don't go 180 kilometers in the wrong direction. Thing number 2, understand how to create a desirable offer with a unique mechanism. Everybody knows that a great offer is the foundation of your business. Hormozi talks about it at length. He's very popular. He wrote a book about it that everybody read. But what a lot of people don't realize is what goes into a great offer is great positioning. And what goes into great positioning is a unique idea. So at the end of the day, you're getting paid on the quality of your ideas and the quality of how you package them. Everything else stems from that. So you're going to start off by making a giant list of every pain point they're currently going through. Be as comprehensive as possible, make the list as long as possible. What you're going to do then is highlight, star, check off every pain point that they would be willing to pay as much money to get rid of. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to make a big list of all the desired outcomes they want. You can do the same thing. Star, check off, highlight all the desired outcomes that they are willing to pay the most money to get. The third thing is you're going to list out everything you've seen from your industry as to how they solve that pain point and how they get to that desired solution. What you're going to do is you're going to check off, highlight, and star the things that both move the needle in the greatest way and that are least talked about. For example, if you're a fitness coach and lots of people are talking about eat less, move more. Yes, it does move the needle, but everybody's talking about it, so it can't be the foundation of a unique offer. If you find something like hormone optimization, which moves the needle in a big way for your audience, and people aren't talking about it as much, that's something you can use. If you're talking about a holistic health lifestyle where people don't have to go to the gym 7 days a week or 5 days a week, and instead incorporate fitness into their life already, that's something you can check off because less people are talking about it and it still moves the needle in a big way. We're not done making lists though. Next list you're gonna make is every common piece of advice in your industry, and you're going to check off, highlight, or star the ones that you think are complete bullshit. Start taking polarizing stances against what people are commonly hearing. Another list. Fifth list. You're going to write out your unique skills, worldviews, experiences, authentic expressions that help them achieve the goals that you've now highlighted, asterisked, or checked off. What you're doing is you're looking for lucrative opportunities in the market. You need to understand where people are and where they want to be. Okay, where are they? What are they struggling with? What are their bleeding neck problems? The bleeding neck problem is basically if somebody has a paper cut, are they going to want to pay a ton of money to get rid of it? No. If their neck is bleeding, yes, they want to pay a ton of money to get rid of the bleeding neck problem. They want to pay a ton of money for the problems that keep them up at night. That's step 1. Step 2 is figuring out where they want to get to. But the problem is with today's marketing industry and today's market is that everybody's selling the desired outcome. Everybody's selling the destination. And that means a lot of people are using slick marketing to say how they get you to the destination. So now the mechanism matters way more. The vehicle, how you get people to that outcome is so much more important. And you won't be able to craft a unique mechanism until you look at, okay, what are the gaps in the market? Things that move the needle but are not being talked about as much, and the takes that I disagree with where I can be polarizing and position myself as different while also looking at my own unique skills, experiences, and abilities and authentic expressions so it becomes an extension of me. I'm not putting on a mask. I'm not faking. I'm not trying to just make shit up. That's how you create a unique mechanism. Do the boring, unsexy research first. check off all your lists, and then create something based on the intersection of those things. For example, my offer is helping coaches, consultants, and agency owners add 10 to 20K a month with their video content by developing unique ideas, like what I just told you, and doing inner work. The third pillar of this method is creating content ecosystems, but the two things that stand out as polarizing and the two things that I think are super unique to me are the inner work and the unique ideas, which is why I lead with them. Now, when I tell them about the program, when I send them the offer doc, when I tell them the spiel, the pitch, they work in unison, those three pillars. But I lead with, hey, what they want, 10 to 20K a month with their video content, I can help you with that, with these two things you didn't think are as likely to get you that result. Here's the social proof, here's a sales argument, etc. If you have any questions about that process, please drop it in the comments below. I'd love to make more videos on it. Finally, thing number 3, focus on changing the way they see the world. Trey Cockram calls this belief marketing, which is a great way to put it. And the premise is about getting people to buy into a philosophy or way of life rather than just a product or a service. And the best part of this is when you do it correctly, the paradigm shift you lead your audience through, as well as your offer and unique mechanism, become a natural extension of who you are, your worldviews, your beliefs, your skills, your soul, your essence. When you can bake storytelling into this, you have absolute gold. One of my favorite analogies for this is one of the first SpongeBob episodes with Neptune in it, where they have this cook-off and Neptune snaps his fingers and lettuce, patties, tomato, and condiments fall out of the sky, and he makes thousands of them, and everybody's so impressed, and they can't believe that SpongeBob would even try to compete with him. Meanwhile, SpongeBob is like frying one patty, taking his time. He's developed mastery in this skill. He tucks them in with the cheese slice. He puts like smiley faces on the pickles, and while SpongeBob's doing this, Neptune has given thousands of patties to the audience watching, but there's one problem: they taste like shit. SpongeBob's tastes amazing, and his patty kicks the dick off of Neptune's. That, my friend, is a perfect analogy of the old method of coaching and agency models to the new method of coaching and agency models. The old way of online marketing is King Neptune. Massive claims, elaborate guarantees on your fancy offer, and you're posting a bunch of content just to flex. Look at how cool I am. Look at my rented Lambo. But it falls flat because it's soulless, performative, and is seeking validation when the person can't give it to themselves. The new way is SpongeBob. To your average hustle bro or marketing guru, it looks slow and stupid, but it's built on mastery, understanding your audience, and actually tapping into your unique skills, worldviews, and soul. It's far more effective, it's far more efficient, requires way less of your time, and people can see and feel that. It's not about hype, flash, flexing, virality, performance, looking cool, flexing on the brokies, bruh. No, it's about service, it's about expression, it's about impact. And you might be saying, hey, well, imagine if SpongeBob had Neptune's powers. He'd be so much better if he had all that. And that's the best part. SpongeBob gets to choose in the episode because he has the mastery, because he doesn't sell out. At the end of the episode, Neptune gives him an option. Do you want to come to Atlantis? I hope that's the name of where he goes. I think it's Atlantis. I'm just not looking it up. Or do you want to stay with the Krusty Krab? Because SpongeBob says, I don't want to leave my friends. So Neptune goes, okay, you can stay. And then Neptune ends up going to work for him. There's no continuity in that episode 4, but that's okay. We still love SpongeBob anyways. The point is, SpongeBob gets to choose because he didn't sell out. He focused on mastery. He focused on service. He focused on tapping in to his true, authentic abilities and expression. That's what makes him so great. SpongeBob got to choose his circumstances because he chose depth and meaning. And you will get the same option when you select the new way of marketing. That's today's video. If you liked it, drop a like, comment, subscribe. If you have ideas for what you want me to talk about, let me know. You can reach out in the description below. It'll have my Instagram in there. And if you're interested in getting my help to help you add 10 to 20K a month with video content through unique ideas, content ecosystems, and inner work, reach out, send me a message. There's no pressure to jump on a call or anything like that. I'll just send you over the info, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.